call me Princey. Other women call me Electric Man. Baby, when I plug in your socket, I charge you like nobody can. Electric Man. Help me, sing it. Come on. Shut up. I don't like to talk. Put that where you want to, baby. Fade the shit out. I'm through.
What's up, everybody? It was not supposed to end so abruptly. What's going on, everybody? WTF? Welcome to Funkatopia. I hope everybody's doing well. Look at how awesome these brand new friggin' mugs look. It is, oh my God. It's, they are, I mean, some of the sublimation and stuff is starting to look like just friggin' incredible. So we got, I have like, I don't know, I have like about 6 of them left. Actually, got quite a bit left, but not, you know. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that right now. We got a lot of really cool information to talk about regarding the celebration since the lineup was released at 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, basically it was. And also we've got some other information to share as well, since the timeline was dropped right before the show, like not even an hour ago, the timeline will drop. So we're going to talk about the timeline. So we're got a lot of stuff to cover this evening, but right now you were in the middle of the pre-show. So we got about 10 minutes of pre-show for me to be able to kind of hang out with all you guys and see how everybody's doing and just say hello to everybody. Susan, hello, Laura. And also make sure that you tell me where you're joining us from, because I always like to know kind of geographically where everybody's at. And yeah, I'm wearing my MPG Music Club shirt. You know, I was really kind of bummed out. Where is this at? I wanted to show off this shirt that was made for me by Cindy Julius, and she sent it to me. But unfortunately, it was a little too tight, so I got to lose a little bit more weight, and then I can wear it. But Cindy Julius made this shirt and sent it to me, and it's very, very cool. It's basically I don't know if you can actually even be able to read this. I don't even know because I can't even see and read it. How to Prince: turn up late, dress better than everybody else, say nothing, shred, be the first to leave, and write an album when you get home and don't release it. It's a really, really cool shirt that Cindy Julius made. And I much love. Thank you so much for making that. And I wish it fit me. It does fit, but it's like really, it's very tight. So it would just kind of look a little bit silly. So all that being said, yeah, make sure that you let me know exactly where you're calling in from or joining us from, because this is a pre-show. We'll be going into the actual show in about 9 minutes, which I probably need to go ahead and get into the actual news and whatnot, because it's because I only got 9 minutes to burn before I got to go into the actual show. I like this new thing where we kind of do a little bit of a short video for the pre-show and then do the news and then break at 8 o'clock. And then it makes the editing a whole bunch easier. But anyways, hello to Susan. Hello, Ben from Miss Wellington's Warehouse in the house. Vas Christian's in the house. Tanya, Poetic Lady Shell Music. That's pretty awesome. Kim, Donna, Linda, Kiaria, of course, Samantha, Samantha says, is Christopher your last name or your first name? It is my first name, actually. And let's see. Samantha's joining us from YouTube. Sarah from Indiana, Southern Indiana. Jeanette from Brooklyn. Kim from New York. Ben from obviously Connecticut in the house. Chiaria from the Twin Cities, just like known MPLS. We'll be talking about this kind of in the whole mix. Arlene. Ocean, yes, all these fine folks that are joining us. All right, let's talk about the news. And some of this is not even news. I'm just kind of curious more than anything else. But has anybody seen last year? There was a movie that was released, a David Bowie film called Moon Age Daydream. And it's just now, it kind of made its run in Cannes. And then it was overseas for a bit. And then now it's just been kind of officially released just a few days ago on HBO Max here in the United States. It's a film by Brett Morgan called Moon Age Daydream. It's about David Bowie. And I was kind of curious as we're all kind of sitting here waiting for this Netflix documentary that may or may not happen in regards to, Prince or whatever. If anybody has seen this Moon Age Daydream film, because it is not really a documentary of sorts, it's kind of like a bunch of clips of video and stuff that David took some of his artwork and like him actually painting and creating artwork and all these weird visuals. And it kind of reminded me of it was a very, very 2 hours of very, very trippy, like I probably should be on drugs watching this type of film. Wasn't really any cohesiveness. It was just this kind of, I don't know, it was just this very, very trippy, very long 2 hour trip fest. So if you happen to be into LSD, dropping acid and just kind of hallucinogenics, definitely check out this brand new movie about David Bowie called Moon Age Daydream, because there is no storyline. It is just this long, it seems like this culmination of a bunch of clips and visuals and stuff. But as I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, would I be okay listening or watching a film like this if they had made something like this with Prince? I just kind of curious if that was, I forgot to start the broadcast on me. Apologies if you're just joining us here on the Funked Up app. I forgot to actually turn you guys on. We are doing the pre-show. And right now I'm talking about Moon Age Daydream, which is a really weird, trippy movie that was made about David Bowie last year. And it just got released here in the US just a few days ago on HBO Max. And it's very, very trippy. And essentially the roundabout question is, would we be interested in seeing like a Prince version of this where it's just a bunch of clips of him just kind of being weird and interview clips and unseen, unreleased footage from interviews and things that he's done, backstage stuff, and just weird visuals maybe he created, because we knew that he did a lot of work with video and stuff with Madhouse and just had a lot of hard life. There was all these weird movies and projects that he did that have never been released that would, man, if they just like gathered up all of that weird stuff, all the video that he'd done and just threw it into like this hodgepodge and did something that was Moon Age Daydreamy. I think it would be interesting to see something like that, something that's not really, because no matter what they do with this Prince film, if this Netflix documentary comes out, no matter what they do, nobody's going to be happy. So there's not going to be, and we are collectively not going to be happy about whatever. It's just not going to happen. It's just not realistic. Anyways, I did see something interesting that I thought you guys may or may not be. I don't know if there's any museum people out there. I don't know if there are or not, but this is something I found very, very unusual. Let me share this tab because it is a job opening at Paisley Park, and I'm kind of curious as to your feedback on this. Here it is. It is a job for a museum conservator, full-time in Chanhassen. I don't even $24 to $26 an hour. That's anyways. You have to be passionate about the music industry, love fashion, culture, and history, but essentially they want you to officially run a conservation work area including defining protocols and procedures. And essentially you're doing all this conservation stuff for the collections and the museum staff as needed. And you're training all these people, and you get, but they want a master's degree in conservation, a minimum of 5 years experience as a conservator in a museum settings, like all these really pretty in-depth qualifications that you need to have to be in this position, but they're only paying $24 to $26 an hour for this museum conservator position at Paisley Park. I don't know if that's like a misprint, but that's like, if I got a master's degree as a museum conservator and I started and my teenager was making more money than me, I don't know that I'd be, it's just really bizarre. Anyways, I just thought it was very, very interesting to kind of see that they're looking for a museum conservator, which that also speaks a little bit to some of the things and some of the movement that's going on there. But who is actually doing the museum conservation stuff right now? I mean, what are they doing for this, quote unquote, stabilization and treatments of all these different mediums that are in there? And there's some stuff that's there. And obviously when you're talking about audio and video, that stuff is over at Iron Mountain, but there's still some things that are here also. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting. Ben shared that with me and I just was like, what? That's like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a whole bunch of money anyway, we only got a couple more minutes here on this news. So I may actually share this one little piece here later because I'll just wait for the show to share this. But I do want to say, since we're just talking about Ben, I did want to did a shout out to Ben Petrick and Miss Wellington's Warehouse, because last week we talked about that auction that they did where they had the shirt, they had the I Hate You button, and they also had the, what was it? The sealed Most Beautiful Girl in the World vinyl, original vinyl that they were doing for an auction for charity for Maite's rescue. And they raised $1,200 for her rescue with that auction. There was something else that they did too, but collectively they did $1,200. So I would tell you that probably there could be some more things that they do together in the future. That'd be pretty awesome. You never know. You never know what's going on, but here's what I can tell you. You should join Miss Wellington's Warehouse because it's really cool. I don't get a cut or anything. It's a really cool auction place. So if you like to collect Prince type of memorabilia, it's a reasonable auction house that does not, rake you over the coals for like a lot of money. And on top of that, if you have items to sell, he only takes 10% of whatever the final sale is. So that's like unheard of. So if you want to check it out, Miss Wellington's Warehouse, it's a Facebook group. I made a shortcut for it. You can go to funkatopia.com. That's funkatopia.com/Ben, Ben, and it will forward you there because the actual Facebook address is kind of ridiculous. But congratulations to Ben and the team for, it's just him. It's not really a team, but it's very, very cool. But again, it is 8:00. So I'm going to break down. I'm going to pull myself off of the screen and we're going to start the show. I'm going to carry some of the news over to the actual show because we're out of time. So let me pull myself down. Give me just about, 10 seconds and we'll start the show. Thank you for joining for the pre-show and let's get to it. Give me just a minute. Welcome one and all. Welcome to Funkatopia. WTF. Welcome to Funkatopia. I was just bragging about this new sublimation that I have on these coffee mugs, these Welcome to Funkatopia coffee mugs that you can get at funkatopia.com/shop. And somebody just ordered one and I did not see the order. For some reason, the alerts got turned off. So it was like ordered like 10 days ago. So I had to make some more. So I am I've got more now. So, and yes, I actually make them. We actually do the sublimation in-house, and I make them to order. So as they get ordered, I make them. So anyways, very cool. WTF, welcome to Funkatopia. I am your host, Mr. Christopher, and tonight we are going to have an amazing time because we're going to be talking about the celebration, the lineup. We're going to be talking about also what got released just before we came on the air here, also the timeline, which is pretty awesome because we get to kind of a bit of an experience to understand if you're planning to fly in, when you're going to be expected to be there, how long you're going to be there, how it kind of switches out. We're going to talk about all that stuff. Normally in the pre-show, what I do is I kind of come in and talk a little bit about the news, some of the things that we're seeing that may be kind of outside of the topic that we're talking about for the evening. But tonight, I ran out of time in the pre-show because I was yammering about Moon Age Daydream, the David Bowie movie, in the pre-show. So that ended up that went haywire. So I don't know what to say. So that being said, I have some news to share with you that I wasn't able to cover in the pre-show. That's all there is to it. And I think this may actually be okay to share on the main show because I think a lot of people are very, very interested in this particular item because there was some talk online regarding some releases, vinyl releases that have popped up on various UK shops to be released in June. And the things that we saw, and I'm going to pull this up. If you're on the Funked Up app, you can join us and see visually what's going on here at facebook.com/Funkatopia or youtube.com/Funkatopia, or you can continue listening on the Funked Up app. That's perfectly okay as well. But these two items popped up on some UK stores, and that is the Batman original soundtrack and Lovesexy. So they are going to be vinyl releases that are apparently going to be available in June, which I thought was pretty interesting considering that, I mean, there's not one, but two. And then after I mentioned that, there was somebody else on Reddit that had said something to the effect that they were aware that not only that, but also the album Come was also going to be released on vinyl. And right now, just to be clear, again, you kind of take, and I know we were looking at the pricing here because it's $57.99 is what it is if you're visually looking at this. And what's happening is that obviously these are UK stores, so you got to purchase the vinyl, and of course, then it's the cost of actually coming here. So it's probably just the single vinyl or whatever. But what's interesting is that I don't know that there's any type of stipulation that they can't go ahead and post, I guess, a pre-sale page on their website, because I guess they don't have to follow rules like everybody in the United States does as far as keep it down, keep it on the download. Now, whether or not this is legit, again, I say it many, many times, treat everything as rumor and conjecture when you hear it here, unless you officially hear it from Paisley Park or some type of official source. The only thing that we have officially heard now, so again, that rumor and conjecture is that there's going to be vinyl of Batman, the original soundtrack, and Lovesexy is going to be put on vinyl, which very, very cool. I would love to see what the foldouts and stuff are going to be on Lovesexy. I do actually have the actual original vinyls behind me, but it's just going to be interesting. But the ones that we do know about that are official are the Gold Experience and The Truth. Those are two that, I mean, if it's probably in your email today, if you're on the Paisley Park, the Prince Store email list, you probably got it in your email today telling you that you can go ahead and pre-order for the Gold Experience and The Truth. That's going to be coming out on vinyl. And yeah, so it's pretty interesting to see that there's like this rush of vinyl that is going to be coming out. And I think it's going to be something that is going to be something really, really massive that is going to be happening in June. It just seems like there's a lot of different things that are going on there. And I don't know what that is. But what I do know is that, again, The Truth and the Gold Experience are the only ones that we know of. Now, here's another something that's also interesting. Again, we're still kind of a little bit in the news section here, is that, last week I talked a little bit about how there's a lot of, I guess, unwanted transparency that's kind of going on in the in the Twitterverse, specifically with Sharon Nelson and Londell and Charles Spicer, and it's just a lot of chatter back and forth. Well, Londell has actually kind of flipped a switch a little bit, and now he's actually answering a lot of people's questions on Twitter, which I thought was very, very interesting as well, including, here's a couple of examples. We're talking about new music, what's going on with new music, and Londell on April 30th said, yes, so we are working on the fix. We know the assignment, new music. We know that's the assignment that you want. Don't we want to release the new music with unreleased video on it? So apparently there's new music and potentially video to boot with it. That's going to be coming. And also he tweeted same day, he said, Musicology 101, the legal and contractual rights of music distributors, songwriters, vocalists, and musicians must be cleared and honored before putting out music to avoid legal claims. When one steps into a mess, you have to fix it, then go. Hashtag Emancipation 3. All right, so there is new music coming. Apparently, according from what Londell has said, there is new music coming, and we just got to be ready for it. And just like I had said before, which I originally said, treat anything I say as rumor and conjecture. We just got it pretty much. Londell is about an official source as you're going to get right now. He's pretty much the official source of information, and he has just revealed that there is new music coming, but there is legal and contractual rights from music distributors, songwriters, vocalists, and musicians that have to kind of go through a clearance process before they can go ahead and put out that music to avoid legal claims. Pretty much said it the exact same thing that I said, except now that statement can be moved from the rumor and conjecture pile over into the regular standard information pile. It's coming. Get ready. It's coming. And so, yeah, the unreleased video statement was very, very cool to see. Very, very excited about that because, man, it's very, very cool to kind of get that info, and especially to kind of get it legit info. That's amazing. All that being said. All right. So last week we moved the show to Wednesday because we were told that, the lineup was going to be released on Wednesday. We stayed online for a bit. We went online same time as we normally do with the pre-show at 7:45, and we stayed on till about, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then I guess DJ Dudley D said they're not going to release a lineup while you're on the air. He was just kind of being tongue in cheek, but the reality of it is just like, all right, we're not going to do this. So we left. So we had a great time. We had a great time hanging out. All the Prince fans, we all had a good time hanging out, but it just didn't happen. And then 11 o'clock came Eastern Standard Time, no lineup. 12 o'clock midnight came Eastern Standard Time. Now we're into Thursday. So as far as it being released before midnight for the East Coast, it just simply didn't happen. However, there it was, as far as their time zone, Central Standard Time. Technically, they did beat the clock there because it was 11:56 Central Standard Time, which was almost 1 o'clock in the morning here, that the lineup was released in the middle of the night. So we are going to talk about it. we didn't get it on 426 like we had originally planned, but that's okay. It's fine. That's the reason why we're here. Now we're going to talk about the lineup and also some of the other elements that are noted, including the release of the timelines that were released just before we went on air. So less than an hour before we actually came online, they released the timeline. So we'll be talking about that here too. And for anybody that is new to the celebration or considering coming to the celebration, or if you have questions about the celebration, I will do my absolute best to try to keep an eye on the chat area and address your questions as they come through, and just take it from there. That's all that I can do. Plus afterward, I might discuss some other events that are going on in and around Minneapolis. But probably not, because we will do one more celebration show before we do the broadcasting live from one more celebration show on the 23rd of this month, a couple weeks before, not the Tuesday right before, only because of the fact that I won't be here. We will be off air the week before the celebration because I'll be out of town. But on the 23rd, we will be doing one more celebration one where we'll kind of unveil or discuss any more new details that we find out about the celebration. Plus, on top of that, we're going to talk about all the events that are going on or in and around Minneapolis. I mean, some of the really cool things like the Purple Genealogy party that's going to be happening on the 6th. We got what else is going to be going on? I know Alfonso Starr's got an event that's going on the evening of the 7th at Riley Creek. He's doing a DJ party at Riley Creek right across from Paisley Park on the 7th. Plus, you got the party that's going on at First Avenue. I mean, there is so much stuff that is going on. And we'll talk about that on the 23rd as we kind of get closer so you guys can kind of tweak out your schedules. But I don't want to get too much into that and then kind of be redundant. This is already redundant enough. We just got this new information, and it was funny because somebody tweeted today, and maybe it was tweeted on Facebook. I'm not sure. The message was not to be a dick, but won't this be the third broadcast this year that you've discussed the Celebration 2023 lineup? I laughed when I saw that, Pierce. That was very funny. However, no, it's not. This is the first celebration that we've done, the celebration discussion that we've done that actually talks about the lineup. We've tried to talk about the lineup, but it just didn't happen. And so if you do want to go ahead and look at some of the really cool events that are going on in and around Minneapolis, you can go to princecelebration.com. Again, it's princecelebration.com, and you can click on the events tab and go to the month of June, and you'll see all of the events that are happening all around the great, amazing work of the, incredibly detailed Bonnie Freshour. She goes in and she used to be able to access it via spreadsheet, but now she kind of used princecelebration.com, which is a site that I've had for a while. And she's gone in and put in all of that information regarding all the events that are going on around, where to get tickets. Everything is there. It's really, really cool. Anyways. But before we go into this, I kind of want to address, some of the, it's kind of like a retrospective kind of thing as far as, why things have kind of been a little bit scatterbrained in regards to how we've kind of been able to disseminate this information regarding the celebration. Because one of the things that was looked at was like previous celebrations. For instance, this is the poster from the 2017 celebration. In 2017, the celebration was done in April. It was done April 20th to the 23rd. This is back when Graceland was running things. Tickets went on sale for that. Tickets went on sale in November of 2016. So 5 months in advance. And they also announced the lineup in that very email as well. So not only could you buy your tickets back in November, but 5 months prior or previous, you also saw the whole entire lineup. In 2018, that was also in April. It was April 19th to the 22nd. And that was even crazier because they sent out emails in June of 2017. That was 10 months in advance. 10 months in advance that you got that. They announced that it was happening. They gave people the ability to actually make a deposit to kind of lock everything in. They just had a whole shindig. And they also gave, this was the 2018 lineup as well. We weren't told who would be performing yet, but if that wasn't crazy enough, in that same deposit email, which was 10 months in advance, they included the track times for 2018, 10 months in advance. It's like, wow. Of course, then on January 9th, they requested the balance at 4 months in advance. 2019, again, it was the same thing. They kind of followed the same suit. They kind of did the exact same thing where it was like a 10-month advance notice before the 2019 celebration. They announced the dates in June of 2018. Obviously in 2020 and 2021, we did not have the celebration because of the pandemic. And of course, in 2022, it's been very, very similar to this year where we kind of get very limited advance notice. So but I wanted to be real clear about some things because, and the reason why I bring this up is because it's very, very obvious and important to acknowledge that you're annoyed, acknowledge some of the people that are complaining. It's like, why aren't we getting this? And why aren't we getting this? And why is it taking so long to do this? And why is it taking so long to do that? the biggest thing really is all of the movement with the different people kind of going in and out, the different people that are now involved, rights that have changed hands, shares that have changed. It's a cluster of legal mayhem right now. And I get it. But I also empathize with your frustration, because I feel it too, because a lot of people would come to me and they would ask me what's going on. It's like, I don't know. They don't tell me jack. But anyways, most of which, today we have the lineup and some details to share, most of which you hardcore fans already have, but we're going to talk through this. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to kind of tie up some of the knots and just kind of get a little bit more detailed about what's going on. This is going to be a fun. You guys will have a good time. So let's go ahead and get into it. First off, the big question is, hey, now that they've announced the lineup, which we'll discuss in just a moment, the actual lineup, we're not waiting for it. We have it now. Are there tickets still available? Yes and no. So this is actually a screenshot from just about a couple hours before we came online, that if you click the ticket section there, you will see that the VIP section for Diamond and Pearl are both sold out. Even at that pricing, which seems very, very steep. So, $1,141.25 plus fees and whatever else. So, roughly, I don't know, $1,200 or whatever. They're both sold out. Diamond and Pearl are both sold out, but you can still get general admission for both Diamond and Pearl. Again, we'll be talking about those timelines. So that's very, very cool. I did have some people that were not one, but two, which is not a lot. It's just two, but two people that were directly messaging me and saying, I really want VIP tickets. I need to get these VIP tickets. Oh my God, I got these VIP tickets. Where's the VIP tickets? Oh my gosh, the VIP tickets. They're gone. They're gone. Now, we've seen this now before, where at one point in time, VIP Diamond was sold out and then tickets became available again and they were back on and then they were gone again. I think now, legit, I think in that particular case, there may have been people that kind of were going to buy it and then they stuck it in their shopping cart, and they got to the shopping cart with fees and taxes and everything. They were like, I better talk to the wife about this, or I better talk to the hubby about this, because if you come by yourself, that's $1,200. But if you come as a couple, that's $2,500 that you got to fork out just for the tickets to there. That's not including the airfare. That's not including the hotel. That's not including the rental car. That's not including eating. It's a lot. Oh my God. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Oh my God. There's a lot of money. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a great, great time. And if you are in the world of Prince, then you need to be here, because it is a purple party for sure. And it's a lot of purple love. If you've never been to a celebration, it is fantastic. Even if you come as general admission, it is a fantastic fun time. This will actually be the first year that I'm going as VIP. Just so we're clear, I have never, ever, ever been invited as media to this event. I don't know why. I just haven't. Maybe I just don't like the right people, or don't like me. I don't know what it is, but I've never gone as media. I've always paid my way for everything. I've never received a t-shirt. I've never received a sticker. I just always just go. And I've always gone as general admission, and I've always had an amazing time. I never felt like, oh my God, I feel cheated. I always felt like I had a great time. I never felt like, man, I wish I would have got VIP. I never felt like that, because it's the love that you'll feel and the amount of fun that you'll have is going to be so overwhelming. And again, especially if it's your first time coming, oh my God, you will be in heaven. It is just, and I wish you haven't. See what I did there? But anyways, here's the thing. There is a, yes, I said that. Just leave it alone. There is a Facebook group, and I want to kind of be clear about this too. There is a Facebook group called the Prince Ticket Exchange that I'm not a moderator of it, but I'm a contributor to it. And obviously with anything, you got to be super careful about anything that you're doing regarding buying tickets from anybody. But if you really need to have, if you really positively need to have access to VIP and you have to get VIP tickets, or if any of these external events that you happen to see on princecelebration.com get sold out, and there's people that can't go there right now. There are people in the Prince Ticket Exchange where they have tickets to an event that is sold out, but you can buy them from them and they'll just transfer the tickets to you. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I made it really simple to get to it because it's not easy to find. You can just go to funkatopia.com/tix, Tix. Again, funkatopia.com/tix. That will take you directly to the Prince Ticket Exchange. It is a private group, so you have to kind of go through the process and they'll let you in. It's a private group. But again, that is not any type of endorsement from Funkatopia to the Prince Ticket Exchange, because we don't know everybody that's in there. It's just like you might as well treat it like Craigslist. But I think this is a little bit more filtered of a group, and it's really, really specific. And you'll see names that are in there that you see are synonymous with a lot of different Prince groups. So if you hang out in a lot of Prince group worlds, you'll see a lot of these names and they're just like, I just can't go to this Dudley D thing. Here's 2 tickets. Do you want them? Or you want to buy them from me? And so just go funkatopia.com/tix, Tix. And you can actually go and hopefully somebody is going to get into a scenario where they can't go. Bad for them, but good for you if you want to go to do the whole, tick things. But, as I mentioned, one of the things we were very surprised by was my friend Aaron Frigo asked Londell on Twitter about the timeline. So we're going to talk about the timelines now, because this is something that I'm excited about, because this is brand new information and kind of going ahead of ourselves, because you're going to see some of the lineup on this timeline. But it was not supposed to be released until tomorrow. Aaron asked Londell what the timeline was going to be, and Londell responded, "Hey, Aaron, the Paisley Park team will detail the 2 tracks and timeline by Wednesday. One starts in the morning and the other starts in the evening. On Sunday, there will be a brunch and then the open fam testimonials for people to show their love for Prince at Paisley Park. #stay tuned." Now, if you remember, I'll go back to the last screen here. This was the track from Celebration 2018, where you had one track that was starting at 10 o'clock in the morning and it was done by 4. And then a second track that was starting in the evening and then would end in the evening. So this was, track 1 was 11 to 4. Track 2 was 5 until 10. This year is very, very similar to that. And luckily, as I mentioned, we didn't have to wait until Wednesday, so I didn't have to reschedule the show or anything. What? I'm so friggin' happy about that. And that is this right here. And actually, let me do this just for a second, because one special guest that's a good friend of mine. I think every single celebration that's happened posthumously, I've hung out with him at some point in time. And I'm going to bring him in because he is in the lineup, and I'm not exactly sure that he's completely clear exactly what his contributions are going to be. We're going to find out together. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the one and only Tony M. Tony, what's going on, brother?
What's good? What's happening? That was a funny intro, man.
I was talking to you early tonight on text. I said, would you come on? Because I don't know, you're in the lineup, which is going to be very awesome that you're in the lineup. And you were like, I'll come, but I don't know.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I said, that's interesting. and then you sent me a couple, articles, and it says, yeah, you're on a panel discussion with Chuck D and Dougie Fresh. I said, oh, I mean, that's cool. That's mad cool.
Yeah.
I'd be thrilled to do that. But, at first I thought it was a panel discussion for Diamonds and Pearls. Right. And then,
Right.
So it's morphing into the different things, and I'm not quite sure.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised that they use you for a variety of different things, because I do know that when they announced that they had that big video and all the video was turning, they were saying, and members of the NPG. And while you weren't named specifically in the John Bream article that was in the Star Tribune, they did mention that, you know, you got the anniversary of hip hop, and that it was going to be Chuck D, Dougie Fresh, and yourself kind of talking about hip hop, not only the history of hip hop, but more so how it kind of ties to Prince and
Right.
some of that. So that would be a really interesting discussion, because I know we've talked about that before when you were on the show as a guest, just in general, and just some of the things, weird things that were, you know, Prince's kind of wavering love was like, kind of like it. All right. Okay. I'll embrace it.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, that will be interesting. Like I said, I've never met Chuck before, and I've you know, something I've been wanting to do for, you know, for a long time. So to have that opportunity to be sitting on the same panel, on a discussion panel with Chuck D and Dougie Fresh, right?
God.
Pioneers of hip hop. Are you kidding me, man? I would never see myself there in that spot. But you know, with how Prince eventually incorporated hip hop or rap into his music, so I think it's a perfect way to segue, you know, into that conversation with me aboard. Otherwise, I don't feel like I would have any place sitting on a panel with Chuck D and them. So I'm thrilled about it.
Well, I remember it wasn't not too long ago. I guess it was late last year, or maybe it was early this year, when Chuck D actually did a tweet about you, talking about how important you were to the movement of what Prince was doing, and how he just really enjoyed your work. And I was just like, oh wow,
that blew me away, man. That mattered, you know. Chuck gave me some flowers. I was appreciative of that, man. So it's so funny. My wife actually framed that tweet and put it in a frame when I got home.
Oh, nice.
Because she knew how much it meant.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, it's like I should do that with all the tweets and Facebook posts that Prince ever did about Funkatopia. I was just like, I've got about at least like 8 of them. I could probably make some type of poster out of it or something. That would be
dope. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be, anyways. But yeah, so you're not sure whether or not you're going to be participating in that could be something realistic. Diamonds and Pearls panel that you were just talking about.
Yep.
Also, according to John Bream, you're going to be doing that panel with Chuck and Doug.
Yep.
So that's realistic. Do you think there might be a possibility of a performance, possibly, maybe somewhere in there?
I can't, bro. I'll be in the building, and we'll find out what they need. We'll have everybody there. You know, most of the people are going to be around. So we'll see. As we explain to Londale and team, we're down with whatever. Just let us know where you need us. You know, we're coming from another show in Hawaii, and then we're coming straight over to Minneapolis from there. So,
wow, what are you doing in Hawaii?
It's just a corporate show that we're hitting for a friend of ours, and they're doing this big. They must have it like that if they're doing it in Hawaii, right? So
that's right. We just had this discussion because I'm going to be in Hawaii the same week. I'm going to be in Hawaii from until June 4th. So I got to figure out what's what.
Right. Yeah, because we come in, matter of fact, we'll be in Minneapolis rehearsing on the 4th and 5th, fly out the 6th, show is on the 7th, and we fly to Minneapolis on the 8th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll miss you. I'll be here.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
But
what island you going to?
Maui. Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Now, I've never been, so this is going to be awesome. Now, here's another thing, possibly. This is really highly probable, I would think, that you would end up speaking at the tribute to Rosie Gaines.
Yeah, I would love to. I don't know where here's where we're struggling. I just don't know what the lineup and the time slots are. I think they just put something out
let's look at
Diamonds and Pearls. Yeah, there you go. I just saw that today.
All right, so we got the diamond ticket holders. Basically, we're going to talk about the timeline here on Thursday, which is, you guys aren't here yet. I'm incorrect. That's the 8th. On Thursday, the diamond ticket holders are there from 10 o'clock in the morning until 4. And actually, that's for both the VIP folks, because both Diamond and Pearl are there from Thursday from 10 to 4. So both VIP groups are doing this VIP museum experience, whatever.
Okay.
And they have the launch party that's going on. So GA doesn't have to do anything on Thursday until I think at nighttime or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of different things. I think all the concerts are pretty much the same, maybe.
Yeah, I couldn't see much difference in them. I know.
Yeah.
Let's see, Friday, Shelby. Yep.
Yeah, I just switched to Pearl. Yeah, so Stokely is doing 2 concerts for the Pearl. He's doing the Saturday concert from 2 to 3. We'll cover this in more detail in just a moment. I didn't want to take up your time with this, but
Nice.
and so I guess Stokely is doing, like, if you look at Saturday, he's doing a concert from 9 to 10 on Saturday, but for the Pearl people, he's doing it earlier in the day from 2 to 3.
From 2 to 3. Got it.
So
Yep.
yeah, so I think this is really similar to kind of the lineups or the timeline runs that they had in 2018, where there's like 2 different
Tracks or however you wanna phrase it. Yeah, exactly.
shows. Yeah, I remember when Jesse Johnson did this, and don't worry, folks, we'll go over this in more detail. I don't want to eat up Tony's time going over this, but when Jesse Johnson was there, I was on one track and I said, I know this something's going to be a little bit different. So I like turned my badge around and like went out to the bathroom and then came back in the other door just to see him twice. I gotta suggest twice, man. Come on. But if you get some more details, I appreciate you stopping in. I know you're a busy man, and I am so looking forward to hugging your neck again, man. Just like we've done every year. But
Come on, man. Yeah, we'll definitely see you in the building. I'll be there by hook or crook, and then I guess I'll find out here exactly what I'll be doing. But right now, as you informed me, I'm on a panel with Chuck and Dougie, and then and then hopefully some Diamonds and Pearls discussions also, because I know they're bringing in other people to talk about that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm super excited.
oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Is someone saying hi to Damon? Is Damon D in the house? Damon D's over here.
No, I don't know if Damon did you invite Damon? Did you let him know
No,
about it?
no, I did not let him know directly. I should have sent him an email. But no, he's here. He's in the chat room.
What up, D?
He's in the chat room. Wait, what's going on, Damon? Yeah, so it's going to be good to kind of see everything that's going on, and I'm looking forward to kind of getting a little bit more details and seeing how this shakes out. And as soon as you know something, please let me know, because I definitely want to be there for you and do whatever I can to continue supporting you and NPG and the whole crew, man.
We appreciate you, man. No doubt about it.
Man, and much love to you for coming in tonight and saying hello to everybody. And you guys are going to see Mr. Tony M, at least in a panel or 2.
Some panel or 2, yeah.
Or 3 maybe.
Who knows? I think Damon's in the same situation. We have no idea. We just know we're supposed to be there.
Get right. So we'll definitely see it. All right, Tony. Thank you for stopping, brother.
Peace. Hey, y'all have a good one. Thanks for having me, brother.
No problem, Tony.
All right, later.
All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk now about the timeline. Tony came in and I didn't want to eat up his time. So I wanted to make sure that we got him in, at least got him, because when I texted him earlier, he was like, yeah, I'm going to be there. I just don't know what I'm doing. So cool. There it is. All right. So let's talk, shall we? Let's pull up this timeline. All right, here we go. Timeline. This is, as you know, we have 2 different timelines for the celebration. You've got the Diamond timeline, and you also have the Pearl timeline. Now, these are 2 different situations where it's 2 different timelines. One runs during the day and one runs during the night, but it doesn't stay that way. So it kind of just, it just kind of mixes, is essentially what it does. So let's start with Thursday. And I'm going to bounce back and forth between Diamond and Pearl for Thursday, because as you'll note, just pay attention to the left-hand column. Again, if you're listening on the Funked Up app, welcome. We're kind of covering some of the celebration things, but this part may be a little bit visual. So head over to facebook.com/Funkatopia or youtube.com/Funkatopia, and you can visually see the actual timeline, or you can actually go online and see it. But according to Thursday, this is both Diamond, and I'm switching over to Pearl. Both Diamond and Pearl are going to be on Thursday for VIP only. So on the 8th, when this starts, it is right. Thursday's the 8th. Yes. on the 8th when this start, only VIP, not general admission, only VIP will be at Paisley Park from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So you guys, VIP, myself included, will be there at Paisley Park for 6 hours. And in that 6 hours, we will have a VIP museum experience. All right, and let me pause right there because this question keeps coming up. Cammie's logging out. Cammie, love you, dear. She is our online chat room producer extraordinaire, and she has a migraine. Thank you, Cammie, for hanging out with us, and we'll see you a little bit later. Basically, people were asking, is a tour included in the purchase of a ticket? And the answer is yes. So do not try to purchase a tour. You can, if you want to go twice, you can. But there are two different types of tours. Obviously, the VIP tours are a little bit longer. I don't know. I can't remember the length of time. I want to say that they have a longer tour that's a little bit more extensive. It's like 2.5 hours or something like that. Whereas maybe the regular tour is only like an hour and a half. So a tour does come with the ticket. So if you want to see Paisley Park, not a problem. You can see Paisley Park. So from 10 to 4, the VIP folks are going to do their museum experience at the very beginning. And on top of that, the VIP folks are also going to get exclusive VIP studio sessions. Now, in the past, the studio sessions have included various members of NPG, Third Eye Girl, just a variety of different folks going in there. I think Scotty was doing the mix last year. I don't remember who was doing it, but there was, they were actually playing live in the studio, making music. And I think this year it is a little bit different because this year they're doing a bunch of unreleased music for VIP ticket holders. And there's also a VIP meal, which I assume was probably lunch or whatever. I don't know. Something in the mix. So between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Thursday for both Diamond and Pearl VIP ticket holders only, you get the museum experience, the studio sessions, which whatever that could be, a variety of different things. It could be a live thing. I know that they also have a session where I guess there was something where you could record a piece of a song in one of the studios. That's still a thing. So again, who knows? Museum experience, studio sessions, and a VIP meal. That all happens from 10 to 4 just for VIP. If you're a general admission, you do not have to show your face on the 8th until 8 p.m. till 12 a.m. at the Celebration launch party at the W Hotel. That is the host hotel. There are two host hotels, technically. There is a W Hotel that's in downtown Minneapolis, which we talked about in the previous episode, which is a nice hotel, but it's also very expensive to stay there. And you have to pay to park every single day, like $50 a day or something crazy. It's just a lot, but you can actually go. There's a parking deck that's really, really close to the W Hotel. And just stay at the Bloomington Hotel, which was the Hilton Bloomington. That's also the other host hotel, and it's free parking and a lot less expensive. Anyways, that's just a short version of that. You can go to the previous Celebration experience and kind of get all that. But the Celebration launch party at the W Hotel was a lot of fun. Last year, they had DJ Linka Paris doing the party, but it was very, very cool. Last year, they had, it was just the big lobby area right there at the W. And then they also had an upstairs area just for VIPs. And they had an art gallery up there for VIP folks. And, a lot of the people that you want to rub elbows with were there up there in that section too, all VIP. Very, very cool. It says, I'm trying to read this here. There will be no provided meals on Friday or Saturday. Concessions and breaks will be available. So there's something to note too, regarding the meals. There are no meals from Friday or Saturday. So you got to figure out, you can get snacks and whatever else, but there's nothing to eat there on that. But anyways, from 8 to 12, it is a typical bar type of club type of situation. It's a very nice club. You can, that's what they did there last year. It was a lot of fun. So there's that. Again, everybody, VIP and general admission from 8 to 12, you got that launch party. But if you're just general admission, that's the first thing that you're going to do in the celebration. If you're VIP, you need to be at Paisley Park at 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday for the whole thing. Museum experience, studio sessions, blah, blah, blah. All right, now let's move to Friday. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I'm having a couple of questions here. What did you eat for celebration last year? I don't remember. I was not VIP last year, so I did not do any of the food, but they have some just general things at Paisley Park and around. Like they have these weird chocolate peanut butter Rice Krispie crunchy things, really basic type of veggie type of food. They also had a couple of food trucks that were out there, a few food trucks that were out there. So it wasn't anything that was like spectacular, but they haven't mentioned anything about food trucks or doing anything outdoors as far as I know right now. They did have box lunches too available. Oh, and Lisa just said it. We had box lunches and there were some food trucks as well. Also, I remember that first day. I don't remember who that woman was, but I had an insane migraine and I couldn't even hold my head up. And we were like outside and everybody's having a beautiful time out in the sun. And I'm literally sitting with my head in my hands because I had this migraine that was just like somebody was taking a knife into my head. And this lady came up and she massaged my head and I was just like, oh, that's great. It worked for a little bit, but then I just had to wait for it to go away. It was not a great first or second day. I can't remember which one it was. All right. So let's close Thursday. That's all there is going on Thursday. Now, however, there are other things that are going on the previous day on the 7th and also all throughout this whole celebration. So it's very important that you, before you purchase tickets to anything that's going on externally, that you figure out what your schedule is going to be and whether or not you're going to be, you don't want to spend money going to, to go to some club if you know that you're going to end up stuck at Paisley Park until 1 o'clock in the morning. Not stuck at Paisley Park, but whatever. There's also some questions about shuttle buses and whatnot. They did have shuttle buses to and from Paisley Park from the host hotels. So there would be like one that would be leaving from the W, also one leaving from the Hilton Bloomington, kind of going back and forth. So they did have shuttle buses from those locations. So if you're staying at a hotel that's not one of the host hotels, my guess is that it's going to be the same situation where as long as you stay at one of those hotels, you'll be okay with shuttle buses. Outside of that, who knows? All right, let's move to Friday because this is where exciting things start happening. So on Friday, there are two tracks. There is one track, which is the Diamond track. So if you're VIP Diamond or general admission Diamond, it depends on, you're going to have pretty much the same exact thing going on, but the timing's different. If you're Diamond, you have to be at Paisley Park once again at 10 a.m. So no rest for the weary. If you're Pearl, you're pretty good because you don't have to be there until 5. That's all cool. But again, so Friday, if you're Diamond, you need to be at Paisley Park at 10 o'clock. And if you're a Pearl, you don't have to be at Paisley Park until 5. But the first thing that's happening is exclusive Prince concert footage, which I cannot stress enough is very awesome, awesome, awesome. So essentially you're going to have an hour show where it's footage from, typically it's like a random after show, or it may be a concert that you weren't even aware they even have footage of. They normally come with it when it comes to Prince concert footage, because the reality of it is every single performance that he ever did, it was recorded. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So you need to be there for that. Obviously, if you're Diamond, you get to see that concert footage first at 10 o'clock in the morning. That same exclusive Prince concert footage for Pearl, you will see that at 5 o'clock. That's when your day starts. Back to Diamond. Diamond, after you get done with that concert footage, they're going to have exclusive celebrity panels. It could be the one that we just talked about with Tony M, where they talk about hip hop, and they talk about, it could be Dougie Fresh and Chuck D and Tony talking about whatever. There's also the tribute to Rosie Gaines that could be happening at that time. There could be, it could be one of the Diamonds and Pearls or 7 panels. I don't know. There's a few panels that are happening. And actually, it's not the 7 panels. The 7 panel happens on Saturday. But anyways, there's going to be one of the panels that will be happening from 11 to 1. So during that 2-hour window. Then at 1 o'clock, again, we're still talking about Diamond ticket holders. At 1 o'clock, you're going to have the new artist showcase, which we don't know any of the artists that are in that mix, but it's a new artist showcase. Then at 2 o'clock, Shelby J is going to be in concert. I was wondering how Shelby was going to be performing, if she was going to be performing by herself with her own concert, or if she was just going to simply be there to help support some of the other artists. So it's really good to see that she's doing her own show here. This is pretty friggin' awesome. I love this. I love this mix. So it's really, really good. I like this setup for sure. And that's for Diamond. Then when that concert ends at 3 o'clock, Diamond ticket holders, again, VIP and GA, Diamond ticket holders, you guys leave. Go back to the hotel, go grab something to eat for dinner, chill, take a shower, take a nap, go to sleep, go to the Mall of America and walk around, do whatever you want to do. Go to Electric Fetus, go to Cheapo Records, do whatever you want to do. But you got to come back. You don't have to come back, but you can come back later on that night at 10:30 o'clock. And from 10:30 to 1 o'clock in the morning, they have a dance party with DJ D-Nice. Very awesome. So that is basically for the Diamond ticket holders for Friday. Now, switching over to Pearl just for a second, since we're on Friday. Again, what's neat about what Pearl is doing is, for that day specifically, is it ends up working out for you guys, because on Friday, you guys don't start until 5 o'clock. So you get the whole day to yourself on Friday if you're a Pearl ticket holder. And until you have to be at Paisley Park at 5 o'clock for that exclusive Prince concert footage. Then you get the celebrity panels at 6. Then you have the new artist showcase at 8. Shelby J is going to be doing another concert later on that day at 9 o'clock just for you guys. And then you guys don't have to go home. You can stay right where you're at. And then at 10:30, the dance party starts with DJ D-Nice, which everybody will be there for that dance party, both VIP and Diamond. You guys will both be there together on Friday night from 10:30 to 1. It's kind of a very, very similar scenario on Saturday, where everybody's going to be there, Diamond and Pearl, on Saturday night from 10:30 to 1 with DJ Rashida. All right. That's Friday. So now let's go back to Diamond again. Let's start at Saturday. Man, I feel like I need to get a drink of water here. Out of this awesome WTF Welcome to Funkatopia coffee mug, which are on sale with free shipping, by the way, on the Funkatopia website, funkatopia.com/shop. I want to give a shout out to Monica, who just ordered her coffee mug. I'm sorry I'm late. I threw something a little extra in there for you because I was late. Sorry. All right, let's talk Diamond ticket holders. Saturday. If you're Diamond, guess what? On Saturday, you get the whole day to yourself again. Just like Pearl had on Friday, you get the whole day to yourself on Saturday. And you don't have to be at Paisley Park until 5 o'clock. And guess what? Exclusive Prince concert footage. Again, another concert that we get to see on Saturday. Amazing. And then after that, from 6 to 7, we have the Prince Fam and 7 panels. And then from 8 to 9, there is the Sounds of Blackness concert. And then from 9 to 10 is the Stokely concert. And then after that, we don't go anywhere, just stay in place. And then the dance party with DJ Rashida is from 10:30 to 1. So that's, again, pretty awesome as well. We switch over to Pearl. Pearl, you guys are going to be there early on Saturday morning. So Saturday, you need to be there at 10 to 11. You're going to get to see that Prince concert footage before the Diamond folks. You're going to see it in the morning. But you've got the same exact reverse situation that Diamond did from the previous day. So again, Pearl holders, 10 to 11, you get the Prince concert footage. 11 to 1, you get the Prince Fam and 7 panels. From 1 to 2, you get the Sounds of Blackness concert. From 2 to 3, you get a Stokely concert. And then you get to go back to your hotel and take a nap and chill and relax and do whatever you want to do, go out and have dinner, and then come back to Paisley Park at 10:30 to join the Diamond folks for that dance party with DJ Rashida. That's pretty awesome. Now, let's go to the final day, which is Sunday. This is where things kind of get, went the wrong way. This is where things get a little bit tricky. First off, for Sunday, and I don't think this is any different. Yes. On Sunday, for both for both VIP, for Diamond and Pearl VIP members, VIP folks get a gospel brunch at Paisley Park. So you guys will be at Paisley Park at 11 o'clock, and you will have a brunch that will feature the Steels and also known MPLS. We're going to talk about these acts here in just a minute. So you're going to get those two. And it's like a Sunday morning service is essentially what it is. And it's pretty freaking awesome. So just so you know, you'll thoroughly enjoy it for sure. That goes on from 11 until 2 for VIP only. However, for general admission people, you guys will also be at Paisley Park from 11 until 5, but you're going to get a your museum experience on that final day on Sunday. So you're going to from 11 to 5. And then of course there's an outdoor social, which is going to be happening probably out in the grass right up there in front. And there's going to be, according to the announcement, it's going to be general admission walkthrough information that's going to be coming. But yeah, you're going to be getting all that stuff. And it's the same thing with Pearl, pretty much. The schedule is the same for both Diamond and Pearl on Sunday. VIP folks on Sunday, you're there from 11 to 2. General admission, you guys are there from 11 to 5, and there's going to be some outdoor social and stuff and all the things going on. I don't know what happens with VIP after 2 o'clock because GA is going to be there until 5 o'clock. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's happening. So we'll see how that all pans out, but that is your schedule. So you can actually see, the schedule on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Funkatopia. I will put it up there after the show is over so you guys can kind of check it out yourself, or you can just check your emails because I believe it's sitting in your email box right now directly from, before we talk about the acts here individually, let me, Chiari did mention that I didn't like being outside for 4 hours last year. Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't even know how to even explain what happened last year, but there was a scenario, those big windows that I was talking about where, hey, you can leave now. You can go leave Paisley Park and go have dinner and go do this and go do that. You really didn't have that option. You pretty much had to stay in place. There was not really anywhere that you could go because you were at the mercy of the shuttle buses. And it was just, so what people were doing is that they were, if you had a rental car, they were either going to the shopping center down the street and then calling an Uber to bring them to Paisley Park. And then when they wanted to leave, they just simply called Uber and then went back to the shopping center and then left from there. Hopefully this year that Paisley Park will work with the city to allow people to park over there at, what's it, Lake Ann Park? I don't remember the name of the park that's across the street from Paisley Park, because there is, where Riley Creek is, it kind of has a golf cart path that goes underneath the highway and up into Paisley Park, which a lot of people just park at they go when they look at Riley Creek, they look at the fence with all the memorabilia, and all the, memories and photos and artwork and all the graffiti and stuff that's on the bridges at Riley Creek. And then they just walk up to Paisley Park. And then after whatever's over, they go back to the park, walk back to the park and leave. I do not know. In previous years, not last year, but in previous years, they let VIP people park at Paisley Park. And so you were allowed, as long as you were a VIP member, a VIP ticket holder, you were allowed to park at Paisley Park. I hope it's that way this year because that would be really awesome. I'm sorry for GA folks, but that's just, the reality of it. There are options. You can park if you have a day. If you are there during the day, if your schedule is like a 10 to 4 scenario, you can probably park at the park without any issues. But if you're one of those night people that's going to be there till 1 o'clock in the morning, I would not suggest leaving your car over there because it's just dark. It's a pretty safe area, but still you might get towed because it's outside of park hours once you get back. So we're going to talk more about that on the 23rd, some of the details as some of those things unfold. But for right now, we don't have any notations about, and we also had, N.R. Johnson said in previous years, celebration activities were done by 10 p.m. So you had time to get to other parties. This will be the first year that DJs are at Paisley Park until 1 a.m. Yes, that's true. So if there's some other events that are going on externally, you don't have to come back to go to the dance parties with DJ Rashida or DJ D-Nice. You don't have to. You can go do whatever you want if you want to. But you want to be with the party. As you paid to be at the party, you can go to the party. Unless there's something really, really amazing that's happening. And I don't know. Anyways. So there's really, really cool things that are going on. If you're paying attention to the chat area, Samantha McCarroll-Hine is giving tons of details. And she's doing really, really well. Lake Ann, thank you. She's doing really well at keeping everybody informed and filling in the details where I cannot. Because thank you, Samantha, for being our step-in producer in the chat room for the moment right now. Lots of cool stuff going on. All right, so let's talk about this for a second because I want to talk about the lineup. We talked about the timeline, which you probably should have talked about the lineup first, but the reason why I did the timeline was because Tony M was just on and he didn't even know what was going on, so I wanted to share that with him. All right, so let's talk about who is performing, and let's start with the one and only Stokely. Obviously, some of you folks know who some of these people are and some of you don't. So I'm going to pretend like you don't know who some of these folks are so we can kind of talk through some of this so you can understand who these folks are. First up, Stokely, aka Stokely Williams, singer from Mint Condition. He's also performed quite a bit with Sounds of Blackness and doing background vocals on The Pressure parts 1 and 2. Also on there, he also played drums on their Africa to America album. And Stokely has done a lot of work with a lot of different artists. I mean, he's worked with everybody from Janet Jackson to Johnny Gill, Color Me Bad, Usher, just many more. And he's done lots of different things. And of course, he also did background vocals on Prince's song, Call My Name, which a lot of people were like, I know who that is now. And after Prince had passed, many of you who got to see the Revolution tour got to see him come out and actually perform a lot of Prince's parts. So he came out and played a lot of the different songs like Raspberry Beret and whatnot, and did a lot of that stuff that was very, very cool. So yes, he's got chops. If you never got to see Stokely perform, this is going to be a great time. Now, no word as to who the band will be that's going to be behind him. But realistically, he's kind of listed as a headliner. I mean, normally when they talk about a show, the first person that they mention, that's the headliner. And in this particular case, the first person that they mentioned was Stokely. So I don't know who that band is going to be. It could be anybody. The other thing is that they were kind of mysterious about it, but one of the things that they noted was they noted NPG. So they noted members of NPG. I mean, the one member that we know will be there will be Morris Hayes. We do know that. Tony M's also going to be there, but in what capacity? Will Levi be there? Obviously, you're looking at a picture of all of MPG, so Mackenzie's not going to be there because he's normally takes the singing part roles. But I mean, instrumentally, who's going to be there? Is it going to be Michael Bland? Is it going to be who's going to be backing him up? I know that Kirk Johnson's not going to be there this year, so he won't be the one playing the rest. So as far as who is doing the backups or who is performing the instrumental side of things for not only Stokely, but also Shelby J, who's playing in the band behind Shelby. Maybe I should probably ask her while I'm sitting here. But she did say she wanted to come on the show next week. However, I'm not sure we're going to be doing a show next week because I invited her to come on tonight, but she had a previous engagement, but she was like, I can come on next week because she is going to be doing on June 6th. She's going to be doing the event in Houston, Texas, doing the event there for Prince Day Houston, Craig Alexander's group there. And there's going to be a lot of, and she's actually performing. She's doing the same concert, not the same concert. She's doing a concert there. And then she's going to be getting in a plane and coming to Minneapolis. Luckily, she's got a day to rest because she's coming right in there and she's doing it. But I don't know who her band is. And I don't know who Stokely's band is. I mean, could possibly be a surprise attack and Revolution pops up and Brown Mark's there. And I mean, I highly doubt it. I would think that if any of this stuff was in the works, they said, Londell said there was more surprises to come. So the only thing you can do is hope that it is what he says it is, and that there's going to be more surprises to come. Matter of fact, as I'm sitting here, I am looking to see if there's any new announcements. He is still trying to actively reply to any questions on his Twitter account. So I was just looking to see if there's any updates while we're sitting here online. But anyways, yeah, it says members of NPG in the video roll. The only reason why I didn't play the video roll here tonight was because the video roll plays funk and roll just like the recording. And if I play that, then Facebook is going to kick everybody off, and then YouTube will do the same. Anyways, we know the members of NPG are going to be there. Who, I don't know. Is it going to be Levi? Is he going to be there? Is Sonny T going to be there? We know Morris is going to be there. That's the one that I do know is going to be there. Is it Michael Bland? I don't know. We just don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see who is going to be coming in and filling in for these. It's going to be awesome. And as we had also just discussed, the amazing and immaculate and incredible Shelby J. She's going to be there. She's going to be doing her concert. Remember, her concert is on Saturday. She'll be doing 2 shows there on Saturday. So she's going to be a part of this process, doing double duty, probably triple duty, because I imagine she'll probably participate in a panel at some important time. I don't know if there's any panels specifically that she was involved in, because she wasn't involved in Diamonds and Pearls. She may have something to say regarding the 7 thing. She wasn't really part of the Rosie Gaines era. I don't know. But the fact that she's doing her own concert is phenomenal. She is an amazing performer. She can easily do, solo work and, be a background singer for whoever. She can obviously do a lot of those different things, but all that said, does that. All right. So the next one in the list, obviously, is the incredible Sounds of Blackness. Now, if you've never seen Sounds of Blackness, this group is a force for sure. No doubt. Full-blown vocal and also instrumental group. They play an amazing variety of different styles. I mean, everything from gospel to R&B, soul, jazz, whatever. This band, right out of the gate, I can tell you, will take you to church. That's just, they'll take you to church. It is going to be a come to Jesus moment for sure. It's based in Minneapolis. There's been a lot of different members that have been in and out of it. Cynthia Johnson from Lips Incorporated, remember Funky Town, also a Minnesota-based band. She was in it. And Nesby, who's been with Al Green, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, she was actually part of that group. But I don't think, obviously, I don't think either are with the group anymore. But any member that is in this band, I can tell you, is a tornado of talent, all of their own. They don't. It doesn't need to be any specific. There's no there's no one specific person that stands out in this band. Everybody contributes collectively, and it is a monster of a band. So you're going to need to wear a jacket that night because you're going to have some serious chills. That's all I'm going to say. But this group, Sounds of Blackness, started, actually, a lot of people don't know this, but they started back in 1969, if you can even wrap your heads around that, at Macalester College in St. Paul, Minnesota. At that time, that group was called the Macalester College Black Voices. And obviously Jimmy Jam, some people know this, some people don't. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced a lot of material for them. And that group already has, I mean, I don't know, they've probably added to it but 3 Grammy Awards, 4 Stellar Awards, an Emmy nomination, an International Time for Peace Award, the International Dance Music Award, 5 NAACP Image Award nominations, and an NAACP Image Award. So, this is Sounds of Blackness are a force to be reckoned with. This is not a joke. It is, they are, yeah. And Samantha indicates, they better put Gary Hines in the middle. Yeah, for sure. There's just so much going on. It's Sounds Black is going to be amazing. So let's talk about the next one in the mix for sure. Again, trying to cover everybody that's in this scenario so you can kind of see what's going on. The Steels. Okay, now on the gospel brunch that's happening for the VIP members on Sunday from 11 to 2 or whatever it is. I think it's 11 to 2. It's going to be the Steels and Known MPLS. And they're going to be performing. I guess there's going to be some talk, some fam stuff that's going to be happening there as well. That's going to be 2 performances. And then the fam, us, I guess, are going to get a chance to actually share our testimonials and share the love about Prince and the music and everything. So this is going to be a time for everybody to do that. But as shown here, this is the Steels, and they've been involved with Prince for a long time, decades. They go way back. I mean, it is, well, the Steele family, Fred, JD, Jerlin, Javetta, sometimes Janice Steele, depending on who's there. But collectively, they have done vocals on many Prince albums, including Graffiti Bridge, Love Symbol, Come, Diamonds and Pearls. They also worked on Liv Warfield's The Unexpected, Martika's Kitchen. This list goes on and on. They will be performing. So if you've never seen the Steels perform, they're also, they're an amazing, amazing group for sure. But they're also going to be performing with a group that you probably don't know, which is a group called Known MPLS. You can actually find out more about them at knownmpls.com. It's KNOWNMPLS.com. They are essentially a Twin Cities community youth choir. And they've done a lot of really good, positive performances and shows. And they continue to do it all throughout the state, around Minneapolis, like the Minneapolis Urban League Gala, the MLK breakfast at St. Cloud State University, just tons of things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys probably have never seen Known MPLS unless you're from that area and you just happen to be, into the whole choir scene. You've probably seen them, but most of us have not seen them. I have not seen them perform yet, but I'm looking forward to them. So we'll be the Steels and Known MPLS that will perform at the Gospel Brunch on Sunday. Again, for VIP folks only. Unfortunately, general admission folks will not get to see them because it's just for the VIP brunch. But again, there's that new artist showcase. Maybe they might also do double duty and show up there. I don't know. There's still pieces that we don't know. So there's that. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about the DJs in the mix. We'll start with DJ D-Nice. They have to be able to provide dance music because you can't do a Prince celebration without a dance party. It's just not possible. So they brought in 2 really, really good DJs. So I'm going to give you some background information on them in case you don't know who they are, or maybe you've heard the name and you just don't, just like, well, what do I need to know about these guys? Well, let's start with D-Nice. He's a DJ from New York, pretty extensive resume. A lot of people don't know this, but he was the one who discovered Kid Rock. If you want it, that means something for you. He discovered Kid Rock. He also started Boogie Down Productions with KRS-One. But back then he was called the Human TR 808 or the 808. But he did change his name to DJ D-Nice. He's had multiple records on Jive Records that start back in 1990, I'm sorry. And worked with KRS-One, Naughty by Nature, Too Short, bunch of others as well. But he really got his name for himself pretty recently. I mean, not too long ago. I mean, everybody kind of knew who he was. He was always in the mix and he was always doing great shows. And if you were into the DJ scene, you knew who D-Nice was, but he really got a name for himself during COVID when he did the pandemic broadcast and did Club Quarantine. And he just did these long, really multiple hour long DJ sessions online that actually got him an award for the 2020 Webby Award for Artist of the Year in the category of Special Achievement when he actually did a DJ set that capped out at 150,000 simultaneous listeners because everybody was trapped at home. Everybody wanted to dance. Everybody wanted to party, and they all signed into DJ D-Nice's broadcast. And it actually became a huge star-studded event. I mean, everybody was there from Oprah Winfrey to Michelle Obama, Selena Gomez, Tom Hanks, Faith Hill, Janelle Monáe, Lin-Manuel Miranda. I mean, just dozens of A-listers were all popping in and joining this dance party. And so he really got a name for himself. I'm sure that a lot of you folks were probably there because it was also a Prince heavy set as well. And luckily for us, he's coming to Paisley Park to play. And that is on, what is that? Friday night, I think is it Thursday or Friday? I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look, but it's one of the nights you need to be there. He's playing first and then DJ Reseda is playing the second one. So there's that. So now let's talk about, the one and only DJ Reseda. Now, obviously her resume is, not as storied or as long as D-Nice's, but she's no joke either. She started DJing in 1998 and she's been doing it for quite a while, touring with Khalees, CeeLo Green, Pharrell, and of course Prince as well. And she was also, very much a fashionista. She's appeared in Vogue, Essence, Vibe, The Source, and a bunch of other rags as well. And in 2004, she was approached by Prince, who kind of he wanted a DJ to kind of come on the road with him. And so Prince approached her about collaborating. And then soon after, and really kind of for the next 10 years, she would actually tour with him, spinning as an opener for shows, DJing for Prince's private parties and special events, and obviously performing live with him on not just on tour, but also on his TV episodes too. She was on The Tonight Show with him, George Lopez, the BET Awards. So DJ Reseda has been around quite a bit in Prince and a lot of influence on Prince. And obviously it's Lenny's like, I love me some DJ Reseda. Yeah, I don't blame you. And some people didn't even know who she was until she appeared on Prince's Black Sweat video. She's, in case you didn't know, she's also in Bruno Mars's video for Finesse. So there you go. You got two world-class DJs that are going to be spinning and doing dance parties at Paisley Park, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that goes without saying. So now let's talk about the special appearances that we know about so far. And we'll start with the one and only Chaka Khan. I'm not going to sit and go over Chaka Khan's resume. When you go all the way back to Rufus and Chaka Khan and the amount of influence that band had on Prince loved Rufus, loved Chaka Khan, loved her voice, brought her on to the Paisley Park label, did so much work with Chaka. Obviously Chaka kind of burst onto the scene for sure when she redid Feel For You. and it was just gangbusters. But needless to say, Shaka Khan and Prince were very, very, very close. So I know that with Shaka, what's happening is that she's not performing as far as we know. She's there to kind of do discussions and interviews and whatnot. I know that it's the 25th anniversary of her album "Come to My House," which was her collaboration with Prince. So she's going to be probably answering a bunch of questions, possibly just surrounding about that album, but hopefully kind of giving a little bit more insight. And maybe a little bit, I don't know. It's kind of one of these things where you're not exactly sure how Shaka feels about certain things. I've seen some interviews that weren't so Prince positive leaning. It's not that she didn't say anything negative about him, but it was just some unnecessary. I don't know. Let's just hope that I think she's going to be in his house and it's going to be a friendly, all good interview. I don't see any problems. I mean, it's Shaka Khan. She's going to say what she wants to say. And so, but that's what we love about her. So there you go. You're always going to have people that are going to have stories about Prince that kind of not really necessarily negative, but they're going to tell you how they feel. You want to hear some stories that are just flat out going to be very, very truthful about their feelings about one thing or another. Shaka Khan's a good one to go over interviews and see some things. Eric Leeds, Wendy Melvoin. Oh my God. There's just people that have some stories that are just like, they just kind of feel some sort of way. And they kind of do interviews that are Jesse Johnson. They kind of do some interviews that kind of shine Prince in a different little bit of a light. And, but it's always good to hear those stories. It can't all be one way. You know what I'm saying? It's just, Shaka is Shaka, right? Lenny says Shaka is Shaka. That's all you can say. Yeah, I would rather hear truth. Truth is where I'm at. And of course, again, thank you so much to Tony M, who stopped in earlier in the show, because according to John Bream's article in Star Tribune, it's going to be Tony M along with Chuck D and Dougie Fresh that are going to be talking about not only hip hop and Prince's work, but also it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So it's going to be a panel featuring the three of them, and they're going to be, I guess they're going to be talking about hip hop. They're also going to be talking about working with, because Prince has had such a weird relationship with hip hop. He really kind of started out dissing it in a way. But I think that he kind of eventually came around to understand that hip hop was pretty much an important and necessary tool to really get messages out about what's going on in culture and what's going on in the world and things that weren't being said out loud. And it was really an amazing means of communication for a lot of people. And I don't think that Prince really kind of grasped that until he started working a little bit more with guys like Chuck D and working with, he kind of felt like, I think he kind of forced himself into it. I'm going down a rabbit hole now. He kind of forced himself into it during that Love Symbol era, where it's just like, all right, I just need to kind of put it into the mix. And he brought Tony on, and we've talked about this when Tony was on the show before. You know, Tony was like, I know I got a lot of hate. A lot of people didn't like me and were kind of saying all types of negative things online about me. And that's just the reality of it, and whatever. I'm fine. It's just, it is what it is. But there's probably wasn't any hip hop artist around that would have rejected the offer from Prince to come work with him on an album. This is not possible. And I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And you can say what you want, but Tony was spitfire, super fast rapper. And even Chuck D gave him some love on Twitter. And as Tony said, when he was just on, he got that printed out and got it framed and hanging on his wall. So it's going to be an interesting conversation to talk about Prince and hip hop. And I'm sure they'll talk about the 50th anniversary of hip hop as well. And of course, as I said, there's going to be a lot more to come, according to Londell. There's going to be a lot more information. There's going to be so many things that we did not, they have not discussed yet. Maybe we'll get a little bit of an idea. This is actually kind of a little bit unusual for us to actually get the timeline this early, since they used to do it earlier, but over the past few celebrations, we didn't get the timeline until we went to pick up our badges, and we had no idea where to be and when to be there. We just wasn't there. So anyways, there are tons of panels that are going to be mentioned. There's the one where we talk about, there was one specifically that I'm really interested to see where they're going with this. They were saying there was a panel where Prince fans are going to talk about their efforts to preserve his legacy. And I'm not exactly sure what that is. Is it, I don't know what that is. Who is protecting? I mean, I guess we could be considered out there protecting his legacy and preserving his legacy. I don't know who's going to be given the opportunity to talk and who's going to be brought up. I don't know. And there's going to be the discussion about talking about the power and importance of the number 7. That was Prince's favorite number. There's going to be the panel on that. The hip hop panel that we're talking about. Then you've got the Sunday brunch where they're going to be talking about people given the opportunity to do testimonials. I guess we're just going to see how some of this timeline pans out in regards to panels and what falls where. But according to Londell McMillan, there's more to come. We're still working on it. Part of this is the experience to celebrate Prince. Not always about a show. Sometimes it's about paying your respect to the greatest artist of all time. So, as mentioned, Londell had said that the timelines would be released tomorrow, Wednesday, but luckily we got the timelines today, right before we went on, so we were able to share them with you. And again, if you want to go to their Twitter account, just go to Paisley Park on the Twitter account, and you'll have there. And I'm also going to put them up on Facebook.com/Funkatopia as well, so you can view them there as well. All right, so yeah, and of course the panel about Rosie as well. Thank you, Jasmine. There's a tribute to Rosie that they mentioned. We just don't know where they're going to fall. So let me see if I can kind of scroll through some of this. See if I missed any questions. So many different things on here. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of. I want to share the website princecelebration.com, which again, I mentioned that Bonnie Fresh-Shore has gone in and she has gone in and put in a bunch of information. So I'm going to actually share the screen, because if you're looking for any type of external, you want to know what type of events are going on externally in and around Minneapolis during that time, definitely head to princecelebration.com, because it's a very cool, there's still some changes that need to be done to it. I put it together years ago, and now Bonnie has kind of come in and she's made it so that it's actually, it's actually in a position where it's got good information. So here is princecelebration.com, which actually forwards to the domain of celebrationtrip.com. And if you click on this events link up here, actually there's two different links here. There's events, which is what we're going to talk about, we're going to show. And you can also click on Prince landmarks here. And it actually has a map that showcases some of the the iconic Prince locations all around town. And, everything from where Riley Creek is to even boxes, utility boxes that have Prince related murals and stuff on them. The Henderson Prince tribute, which is not even there anymore. So there's some of the stuff that needs to be updated because some of these places have moved. But I'm going to do my absolute best to kind of get them moving forward. I know that there's an app that's going to be coming that we talked about previously, that's going to allow you to be able to actually drive down the road and listen, not hear. It's something that's actually happening externally. But let's go back to again, you click on events, and this is all the stuff for June. You've got you got all the Paisley Park tours that are still happening from June 1st to June 2nd. The Edina Art Fair is happening starting on June 2nd in Edina. And then on June 2nd, Minnesota Twins Prince Night. If you happen to be in town the week before, you can go see the Prince Night with Minnesota Twins, and they're playing against the Cleveland Guardians. And I guess they get a Prince sweatshirt that you're going to be able. And what's really cool is that you can click on any of these items and it will actually show you what the sweatshirt looks like. That's a sweatshirt. Man, that's almost worth going to the Minnesota Twins game for. Can you come a week early and get that sweatshirt? No, probably save yourself some money and just wait till somebody turns around and sells it, because that's what people do. They go to the games, they get the sweatshirt, and then they turn around and sell it. But yeah, that's a pretty cool sweatshirt. I like that. So anyways, this is a really, really cool site. Morris Day and the Time is actually performing on June 3rd. According to, I didn't even know about this. Where is this happening at? Pioneers of Minneapolis, Morris Day and the Time, blah, 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 blah. Where are they going to be playing at? It doesn't say, they're playing at the, this is not even, it's at the Treasure Island Resort and Casino. That's a ways away. But I guess you put it in here. So if you want to know, Dr. Mambo's Combo is playing on June 4th. You got Martin Kember in the unit with Alfonso Starr is going to be there. That is going to be at the Poorhouse, which is really, really cool. Actually, I actually got a text right before I came on, because Nick Garcia is going to be, is going to have one of his amazing canes there. If you've never seen the canes that he's done, it's really incredible. So we'll talk about all this stuff. We want a little bit more details about some of these things that are going on externally on the 23rd. This is probably the last celebration one we're going to do until the 23rd. But June 6th, got the Purple Genealogy Diamonds and Pearls is happening at the Women's Club in Minneapolis. There's that. The Purple Boat Quake that's going to be going on at Excelsior, Minnesota, which is very, very cool. And everything is here. So anything you want to know, you got the birthday tribute to Prince called Forever in My Life with Dr. Mambo's Combo. Everything that you want as far as the details about where the event is, the graphic for it, along with the capability to go in and purchase tickets. And this is also works really well on mobile too. So if you happen to be around town and you look at the schedule and you're like, what am I going to do? I don't have to be there at Paisley Park tonight. What do I want to do? You can go here. You can go to princecelebration.com on your phone and look to see what's going on. And this is kind of showing you everything that is happening in and around town, and look at the site and get tickets. And we'll talk about all that stuff in details, but it's a pretty cool site that I put together many years ago. But now that Bonnie's kind of gotten in there and she's got all this really cool information, you'll be able to, it's going to be fun. It's going to be good. And I hope you guys will be there, man. So tonight was very exciting. We had really, really cool information tonight. Obviously the lineup got released late Wednesday into Thursday. It was 1:00 in the morning, East Coast on Thursday, that we didn't get an opportunity to talk about until now. So now we're talking about it. So now you get a little bit of background information about the people that are in the lineup. We also got, just before we went on the air, we got the timeline, which is very, very cool. Thank you to Londell and the team for getting that out so that we could actually share that information for sure. And I am very much looking forward to getting out there into Minneapolis on June 7th. That's when I'll actually be flying in. I am out of town the previous week, so I cannot come out there earlier. If I wanted to, I'd love to come out on June 6th to be able to go to the Purple Genealogy party, but I can't. So I'm flying in on June 7th, which is that Wednesday, and I look forward to meeting some of you fine folks. And of course, I'll be on the VIP Diamond Tour. So even if you're Diamond GA or Diamond VIP, I'm sure that we will cross paths at some point in time. So please make sure that you come and say hello and whatever. I'm saying this preliminarily, like I'm not going to talk to you between now and June 7th. I will. We'll have at least a few more shows before that. I may be taking off next Tuesday. We've kind of done 4 shows in a row now, and just kind of do a little bit of a break just to kind of just chill and relax. I also wanted to do a little bit more with trying to create some clips and whatnot. I'm looking forward to just doing some really, really neat things with the video, because our videos are like 2-3 hours long. And so I want to be able to take kind of clips so that we can kind of put them out there for the Facebook Reels and things like that. So if you're really, really good at that type of thing and you have a tool or something that you would like to suggest that works really, really well for that, please tell me what it is, because the way that I have to do it is pull the entire video in, and I take the clip and then I move the clip into its own thing and I save it. There's got to be some type of tool that you can like say, make a video from here to here, and then make a video from there to there. It just seems like there's got to be something that's a lot easier than the way that I have to go and do this. It's just not. Yes. Rodney says, nice sweatshirt. Thank you, Rodney. MPG Music Club. Actually, I got this from the Mrs. Wellington's warehouse from the group, funkatopia.com/Ben, Ben. It's an auction house, and I won this one. There was another cool one too. And again, I only mentioned this on the pre-show, not in the actual show, but I wanted to give another shout out to the one and only Cindy Julius, who actually created this really, really cool print shirt for me, where for those, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer that you can kind of see this, and I can't really read it, but it says, it basically says how to print. It says how to print, turn up late, dress better than everyone else, say nothing, shred, be the first to leave, or write an album when you get home and don't release it. And it's a really cool shirt. It was a little tight on me, so I got to lose a little bit more weight and then I can wear it. Hopefully I'll lose enough weight that I can actually wear it at the celebration. But shout out to Cindy Julius for sending me that very, very cool shirt. And she also made a really pretty card to go with it too. So thank you. I always enjoy getting a little bit of arts and crafty love from you fine folks. I've got some really, really cool things from you guys over the years. And it's been an amazing, amazing journey. I've seen a lot of folks ask where, well, not a lot of folks. I've seen a couple people ask about Jeff Page and where he's at. You know, he's got a lot of stuff going on. So he may sometimes be a part of it, sometimes not, but it's okay because as you can see, I do a lot of stuff by myself and have for many, many years. So we're all good. It is, it is what it is. I hope to see all you fine folks at the celebration. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think we have a group, the Prince Celebration group on Facebook. What is that? I think it's facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration. It would be really, really cool to hear where everybody's going. Normally what I do right before we go to Minneapolis, I will normally tell everybody where I'm going. On this date, I'm going to be here. On this date, I'm going to be here. On this date, I'm going to be here. I try not to do that because I don't want people that are having competing events or conflicting events get upset with me. I'm like, why are you going to that party? Why don't you come to this one? But I want you guys to be able to keep an eye out for me if I happen to be at various locations. So, there's so many different things. Let's see. Let me do a real quick scour of the chat area and see if there's any questions that I missed. I know there's a bunch of them that I missed, or any questions that I can answer. And then we'll call it a night here. Once I see, let's see. Samantha says, does your shirt have the pink graphic on the person dancing out of the computer screen? Yes, actually it does. Hold on. I'll turn around. Actually, I guess I got to get out of the seat to show you the back of this chair. Am I getting on this route? Yeah. Yep. Yes. That is on the back of the shirt. Correct. Yeah, it's kind of hard to be. Yeah. So yes, that does actually have that shirt. Yeah, that sweatshirt that they're giving away at the Twins game is hot. But here's the other thing I can tell you. If you don't kill yourself trying to make it to that game, because just like last year when they had the Prince night that happened a couple of days before, it was a windbreaker, a Prince windbreaker that was a purple windbreaker with the Twin Cities, the Twins logo on it. And it had the symbol on the back. And I was just able to go on to Amazon or eBay and get it. And it was like $40, but way cheaper than what it would have cost to fly out there, stay for the extra 3 nights. It makes more sense. If you really want it, look for it. Once the game is over, you'll see them. Let's see. Samantha is just killing it. Samantha, Samantha, I don't think you're a Patreon supporter. I don't know that you're on the list for Patreon, but Samantha, send me your information, send me your information, your address or whatever to funkatopia@gmail.com. I'm going to send you a little thank you gift for being so active in this chat area and kind of keeping everybody informed. And you were just like typing away. You're like a mad girl. I was going to say madman, but a mad woman. I'm going to send you like a a Funkatopian sticker or something. But thank you so much for keeping it real. Trying not to give too much empty space here, especially for you fine folks that are listening on the Funked Up app. Again, you can listen on the Funked Up app. If you miss any part of this, you can obviously watch on facebook.com/Funkatopia or youtube.com/Funkatopia. You can watch on either location. And then at that point in time, just rewatch everything. I'm going to edit it a little bit. A lot of times, a lot of our broadcasts are also available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Odyssey, all those places. But some of them I don't put up there. Like, I don't think the past 3 shows I've put up there. And the reason why is because there's so much of a visual component to it that I kind of feel like for me to put a broadcast out on Spotify that has like highly visual components really is a disservice to the people who are listening and doesn't make for good radio. So if it has too much video components, I don't do it. So, but you can always go to Spotify and iHeartRadio and see all bunch of interviews with Eric Leeds, interviews with Gilbert Davison, interviews with Maite, interviews with just so many people that we've had on the show. Really very, very cool show. The late Wally Safford, they've got many shows from him. Just some incredible storytellers, and you just have to just go. It's just amazing. All right. I don't see any specific questions that I missed. I'm sure there are some. If there are, hey, feel free to go to facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration. Join the group. I think it's a public group. You can go in, you can ask any questions that you want. Everybody there is amazing and helpful. Same thing I'll recant about the tickets. If you are like really just beside yourself upset that you did not get VIP tickets, there may be some people that end up not being able to go or have situations where their schedules change. A really good place to keep an eye out for that. Well, first off, again, let me be really clear. I'm not endorsing this group, although I am a contributor to this group. I honestly don't know everybody that's in this group. So just be careful. Just treat it like you're purchasing tickets off of Craigslist. It's just, there may be people that you know or whatever, but there's a really good Facebook group called Prince Ticket Exchange where people right now are not able to go to like the Dudley D show at First Avenue on the 7th. And they just need to get rid of the tickets because they can't go and they don't want to waste money and they can't get refunded for them. So you can help them out. And I can tell you that as it gets closer, people's schedules are going to change and there'll be people that can't go and need to. We've helped people find other people that had tickets. Go to Prince Ticket Exchange. It is a closed group, a private group, but I made it easy for you to get to. Just go to funkatopia.com/tix, TIX. It will forward you over to that Facebook group. So if you have any questions or whatever, or you need tickets for any of the events that are there, there may also be tickets to Paisley Park. And keep an eye on the Paisley Park website because sometimes people cancel and they may start making concessions for giving people the capability of, backing out of tickets, and they put them back in the mix and all of a sudden it's back on again. I don't know. Just keep an eye out for it for sure. All that being said, please make sure that you tune in to Funked Up, download the Funked Up app. Just go to the Apple Store or go to Google Play and look for Funked Up. That's FUNKEDUP, Funked Up, and download the app. And we have 2 ASCAP licensed radio stations. One is a 24/7 Prince radio station. I did screw around with the algorithm a little bit, and I think I may have broke things. There's some repetitiveness that's going on that was not there before. So now I'm going to have to go crazy with the algorithm and just really mix things up. So, I'm working through that, but it's a 24/7 radio station for Prince, all Prince. And, it's very cool. And it also is a 24/7 funk station as well. That not only plays Prince, but also plays all your funk legends like George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, Earth, Wind and Fire, Ohio Players, all that great stuff. James Brown, all that stuff is there. So please tune in. It's free. You can listen, but it is ASCAP licensed, so we do need your support. You can donate via Cash App and Venmo to $Funkatopia or @Funkatopia, or you can also join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Funkatopia, patreon.com/Funkatopia. Those supporters are probably the only reason why the radio station exists, because without them, the radio station just can't do it. It's just not possible. And I am in the process of sending out gifts right now to the board of directors, which is a very, very cool gift that I actually handmade gifts that I'm sending out to the board of directors. And I actually have to make 5 more, but I will do that before the end of the week. But some of you guys are going to get, some of you longtime supporters are going to be getting your gifts, hopefully before this weekend. I want to mail some of them out tomorrow. So all that being said, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hope you got all the information that you needed about the celebration lineup and the timelines. I will post the timelines on the Facebook.com/Funkatopia and also Twitter. I can just retweet what Paisley Park put out there. But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much to Tony M for joining us as well. Good night, everyone. I hope you had a good time. And if you have any questions, head to facebook.com/groups/Prince Celebration. There's plenty of fine folks there who will answer any questions that you have that I did not answer. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Adios, amiga.